on our way to Hammers. So getting this fuel line, this is my high pressure line that I've got to get connected up. And where's the fitting? This is the fitting that was on it before, and I couldn't connect into that with an AN fitting. So I cut the end off. That was just like that guy. I cut that guy off, sanded it down, got it smooth. This guy goes on like that. And then you're gonna have this bushing, collar, spacer, pipe flange, compression fitting, I don't know what they're called, nut. This goes over this guy and then gets compressed when you tighten this guy on. Yeah, so here's the line that I've built here. I had to substitute my -4 for this 5/16 high pressure Gates line, fuel injection, 5/16 multi-fuel, biofuel, yeah, high pressure fuel line. It's time to put some gas in it to see if it leaks, because everything else has been really difficult today. Well, I mean, it's been raining off and on all day, so I'm soaked, covered in fuel, hungry, frustrated. Anyway, it's all plumbed. Doesn't have power to it yet, but I need to see if it's gonna leak. I really don't want it to leak. I don't think it will. If it does, it will be at that junction where I tried to get, where the filler hose goes. Okay, here's my neighbor Terry. Terry's another car guy, so he's gonna make sure my truck doesn't burn down. He's on fire duty. Tank's being plumbed. Tank is in, filters in, fuel line's tight, ran, primed the pump. Truck hasn't started in 6 months. I'm a little nervous about it burning down, but we're gonna give it a shot right now. Let's see.
Let's see what happens.
What's the worst that could happen, right? No trouble codes.
What's it showing? No codes or codes?
No codes.
Oh yeah, dude.
Give me a romp on the gas real quick. Okay, it's time to catch you guys up on yesterday, because it was a full-on one. We got the truck running, as you saw. We had a bunch of challenges in the beginning. I reversed the lines on the filter. Basically, you've got a pressure side and a return side. Because I have a returnless system, my filter doubles as returning the fuel to the tank. So I had those reversed, so for a while we couldn't get the pump to fire. We could get it to fire off the battery, but it wasn't producing any pressure at the rail. Popped the lines, recognized that I'd reversed the lines, switched those at the pump, which gave us fuel pressure down at the rail. Still was not starting. It would crank. I knew we had pressure, everything was good. The PCM was not sending the signal to the fuel pump that it needed to be delivering an adequate supply of fuel. So, pulled out the schematics, started testing everything, did a bunch of continuity testing, a bunch of multimeter probing, and traced it back to, actually my buddy Duke was here, and he took the lead on this just because he's an ASC certified mechanic and speaks this language like as good as he does English, probably better than he does English. And we found that there was a fuse that had blown that controls the PCM. Basically, there's a small fuse from the PCM to the relays that had popped, I'm guessing, while I was welding some of this stuff. So we popped that fuse out, it's just a 10 amp fuse, threw it back in, and all of a sudden, all of the lines, the electrical wires down underneath that I had been testing worked. So that was a huge step forward. My code reader started working again. The OBD link port was live. The truck started, ran, no codes, good pressure, no leaks. So that was a victory. Brake lines have been challenging. I have on the back of my differential, I have that little Union flare, that T that's got -3 males off it. And then it has a female, what I thought was a -3, but it turns out to be a 1/8 pipe thread. So it was leaking right there. So I've got to go and try and source some parts. I've got to try and find an adapter that will allow me to take a 1/8 pipe thread male to a 3AN male. Or I got to find some other way. I've got a part coming that would fix it, but it's not going to be here till Wednesday, so that's not going to help. So I'll probably cancel that order. What else was there? Just a gnarly day. Oh, and the Suburban has a flat tire. The tires are so bad on this thing. They're so bad. I'm broke as a joke right now with what I've been getting done with this guy. I don't have any truck funds available to buy new tires for it. I need a tire sponsor if anyone's listening. So off to the parts store. So it kind of comes down to this. I need to get an adapter that will take this to a 1/8 pipe thread. I'm at the best parts store in the Central Coast, on the Central Coast. I just kicked water over myself. But if they don't have this part, I'm gonna be scrambling. Let's go in, I hope they do. I'm back from the parts run, and I think I may have a solution. Let's break it all down here. This is why I've been nervous about, despite all the heavy lifting done, I knew I still had a lot to do to get it up and running, and particularly in the plumbing, just because there's so many fittings. 3/8, -3, inverted flare, 7/16, -6, all this press fit, all between fuel and brake. There are so many different fittings, and especially with brake. Well, with fuel, with the high pressure side, it's 56 psi. With brake, you're going to be talking like 40,000 psi. Like, it's got to be, that's really high, but I think it's pretty high. Anyway, here's what I've got. This is a -3. That's what I had going into the splitter on my pumpkin, and it wasn't working. So I have a couple options that I've picked up. This is a 1/8 pipe thread. This might work if the taper, which the taper is less, so it might not bite. We're gonna have to check that out. And also, it's a slightly larger outside diameter. I bought 2 of those in case one strips out. I've always got a backup. This is something that I could replace my junction with. I bought another one just because I want to have parts. And then finally, I brought new brake line just in case I need to swap it over. I plan on going to this stuff eventually, the stuff that I've got in there right now. But if for whatever reason I can't get that to work, I've got these guys. It's coming down to the wire. I'm fried. It's pouring rain. I'm tired. But it ran yesterday, so let's get back under this thing and get it going. So, it's raining. I'm wet, I'm cold. The truck runs. Truck does not stop. I broke the bleeder valve off on the driver's side rear caliper, so I was trying to bleed it. I knew it was coming. I was just so slow, and then it just popped. So I can't get the brakes to bleed. I may have to go buy a new caliper. It's pushing back pretty hard. Oh, but look at that glorious thing, huh? Look at that. I got ride height set, more or less. Oh, it's a thing of beauty. But yeah, I'm pretty fried. I just kind of just want to go in and get clean and watch a movie. But we know that's not going to happen. I'm going to stay out here in the rain fixing this thing because Merricks garage. So, it's raining. I'm wet, I'm cold. The truck runs. Truck does not stop. I broke the bleeder valve off on the driver's side rear caliper, so I was trying to bleed it. I knew it was coming. I was just so slow, and then it just popped. So I can't get the brakes to bleed. I may have to go buy a new caliper. It's pushing back pretty hard. Oh, but look at that glorious thing, huh? Look at that. I got ride height set, more or less. Oh, it's a thing of beauty. But yeah, I'm pretty fried. I just kind of just want to go in and get clean and watch a movie. But we know that's not going to happen. I'm going to stay out here in the rain fixing this thing because Merricks garage. Almost home free. Well, before I can start doing Shakedown. But yesterday, I did that. Can you guys, let's see if it'll focus in on it. That's my bleeder. And I broke it off, which meant I couldn't bleed these brakes. So, I just bought a new caliper, swapping it out, and let's finish bleeding them. This is happening. Okay, the boys hadn't seen the truck because they were in San Diego and they're pretty excited that it's back. I'm down at the muffler shop dropping off the catalytic converters and they can't wait to get in it. What do you think, huh?
Bump my head.
What is just, I just got that on film, bro.
Still.
Straight pipes, long tube headers. Actually, just long tube headers at this point. Listen to this beat roar. Oh, that's awesome. I'm tempted to leave it like that. Okay, it's coming down to the wire, but there you go. I got the catalytic converters installed. I have a few things to wrap up. I need to clearance that cross member. I need to run my wiring and connect it up. Tie down the reservoirs What else did I have to do? I think that's about it. Maybe do a couple more welds, tack some stuff together. I don't know, a little laundry list. And then I'm gonna take it and do a freeway test. But it is freezing. It's crazy. I built this truck when it was like 110 degrees here and I couldn't even drink enough water to stay hydrated. And now, oh, it's like in the 40s, which is cold here. Anyway, let's get to work. I had to cut out the cross member right here because it was rubbing on the drive shaft, which I kind of suspected it would. That will be fixed. This isn't a particularly important cross member just because there's a bunch of cross members right around it and it's not really going anywhere. Exhaust is in. Came out really nice. Short little dumps. It's even more awesomer. What else? License plate is on. Man, we got a lot done. I'm pretty happy with how the test runs have come out. I don't have any crazy rattles. Of course, I've got some. What else? I'm babbling because there's just so much bouncing around my head right now. After a build of this magnitude, it's difficult to kind of take it all in. Like, I know you guys want to know how it rides, and I won't have a really good answer until it's broken in. It's really rough right now. Everything is raw. So I need to get the shocks tuned. I need to dial in the brakes. I need to tighten everything. I need to possibly fix angles on drive shafts, stuff like that, but nothing dramatically problematic. I hit some bumps and whoops and a couple of dirt patches over by my house, and it performed flawlessly. There's some rattles, there's something hitting the floorboard. I'm guessing it might be the exhaust. I'm probably gonna have to like put some heat shield around that or something. I don't know. But let's go to Hammers. Let's hope we make it. Yeah, it's happening. It works. It hasn't burned. It's running great. It's pretty tight. It goes straight. It stops. Cruises at 80 miles an hour.